o'clock hour. I'll introduce myself. I'm Av Singh. I'm an organic specialist in Nova Scotia. I work for a consulting company called Agrapoint. And with the size of the group and just the general topic, it's a very broad topic. So what we really want to do is try to have it as interactive as possible, address any of your concerns about organic and your interest in organic, and just kind of get you rolling on where you might want to go and what else you can capture today. The title of this conference is Growing More Organic, and I kind of wanted to just kind of find out where we're at in terms of our philosophies about organic. And so the question I asked is organic about less or more? So I was just going to get some insight on what is organic in terms of less. When you think of organic and you think of less, sure, yeah, exactly. So we get less pesticides. Anything else more about less? Yeah, sure, yeah. So we're less fertilizers. What do you try? What is one of the main things we try to sell with organic in terms of its farming practices and its impact on the environment? Try to get organic is
less destructive.
Hopefully, yeah, less destructive. Maybe we can. Oftentimes, when we think of organic, and it's often considered, it is often used in terms of just this one. Less, it's about less pesticides, less fertilizers, so often less inputs, and so we often get this idea that organic is less. And what we really want to do is shift to organic is more. And so when you think of organic and more, what do you think of?
Taste.
Okay, yeah. So you're going to go with the more taste,
Beneficial for your health.
more benefits, more health benefits. What else do we think of more? How about cost? Yeah. More in cost. Now how about in production? In producing organics?
More yield.
More yield. Is that what most would say about organics? More yield? You're shaking your head there, Laura?
We grew organic.
Yeah.
Maine. No,
And you'd say it's what, less yield?
depends, can be. First year we did oats and barley, we got half a ton an acre, which was really poor.
Yeah.
But the next year when we had more input with the tractor and the lily beater and more of working the ground, then we were up around just under a ton, and I think the conventional was a ton and a half, or a
Right.
ton and a quarter, and we were just under a ton.
Okay. Yeah.
So we were close, but
Right. And yeah, and it does vary with each product you're growing. I think typically, and a lot of it will depend on how we end up defining yield. But typically in a lot of the vegetable crops, the yield will be comparable, if not higher, in organic systems when you have your organic system going. Livestock tends to be lower yielding only in terms of the time and maybe the choice of breeds that you use. So it becomes lower yield per unit of time, but you can.
it was better quality.
Yeah, you get the better quality and perhaps the other benefits of animal welfare and whatnot. Yeah, so that could fall into both the less and the more category. Anything else about more?
There's also, I feel like a dirty side to the more that happens with organics around. When we start to think about more profit opportunity, more corporate control, more distance travel, more conglomeration.
So you're taking a real negative slant, aren't you?
Well, no, but there's, I think, like, I mean, often when I like to think of organics, then I think of like, oh, it's like less land, like less, you know, we're doing smaller scale and more community-based, but there's a whole side of organics that, like, as organics goes into the mainstream, that, you know, Michael Pollan talks a lot about this in his writing around, you know, how can we call organic something that comes from California, which is causing more fossil fuel output than a lot of conventional agriculture ever has.
Okay, yeah. So, I don't know if I captured that, but so more can have the negative connotation that more is getting away from the grassroots of organic philosophies. The main reason I kind of want us to start thinking about organic as more, in the sense of we often do associate that we have less inputs, and therefore it means almost like less management. When you really look at organics, organics is going to have far more management. And I want people who are jumping into organics to understand that if you're interested strictly in the big more here in terms of profit, you should weigh that against the fact that it is going to be more intensively managed. So it is going to take more labor, it's going to take more knowledge to get that, and more portion will also reflect things like animal welfare, farm labor issues, and distribution issues that Charles brought up and stuff. So in terms of organic, less is more. I want to keep emphasizing that when things cost more, it usually means that there's something more to it. And so that's why perhaps there is a reflection of the cost in the moreness of it.